Hello everyone and welcome back yet another video on financial laws, and today we'll be doing part 2 of unit 4. In the last video we have studied about Actuaries Act, right? In continuation with that video, today we'll be covering few more topics on Actuaries Act, right? So let's begin. So let's continue with the next topic on Actuaries Act 2006. So first topic is appointment of prosecution director. Now, what is the process? Now the council may, by notification, appoint a prosecution director and such other employees to assist the disciplinary committee in making inquiries in respect of any information or complaint received by the council under the provisions of this act. Second, in order to make inquiries under the provisions of this Act, the prosecution director shall follow such procedure as may be prescribed. Now, the next topic is constitution of appellate authority. Now, the appellate authority constituted under subsection 1 of section 22A of the Chartered Accountants Act 1949 shall be deemed to be the appellate authority for the purposes of this act, subject to the modification that for clause B and subsection 1 the following clause has been substituted, namely, look, when you're studying law, it becomes very important that you mention subsections, sections, right? Because it's not about regular theory you are studying, right? So in law, it's very important to remember all these subsections, right? So, what are the clauses? Number one, the central government shall, by notification, appoint two part-time members from amongst the persons who have been members of the council of the Institute of Actuaries for at least one full term and who are not sitting members of the council. Okay. Now, this was about the constitution of appellate authority. The next is appeal to authority. How it is done. So any member of the institute aggrieved by any order of the council imposing on him any of the penalties referred to in section 30 may, within 90 days of the days on which the order is communicated to him, prefer an appeal to the authority. Now, provided, of course, that the authority may entertain any such appeal after the expiry of the set period of 90 days. If it is satisfied that there was sufficient cause for not filling the appeal in time, then only it is allowed after 90 days, right? Second, the authority may, after calling for the records of any case, revise any order made by the council under section 30 and may confirm, modify, or set aside the order, impose any penalty, or set aside, reduce, or enhance the penalty imposed by the order. Next, remit the case to the disciplinary committee for such further inquiry as the authority considers proper in the circumstances of the case, or pass such other order as the authority thinks fit, provided that the authority shall give an opportunity of being heard to the parties concerned before passing any order. Okay. Next topic is penalties. Okay, so what we have covered here in the last is appeal to authority, how the appeal is to be done and what's the period and all. Now let's understand about different penalties under this act. Now the very first is penalty for falsely claiming to be a member, etc. Now the subject to the provisions of section 10, any person who, not being a member of the institute, represents that he is a member of the institute in any of the manners mentioned in section 7, or uses designation of actuary, or uses the letter AIAI or FIAI after his name, then he will be charged penalty for falsely claiming to be a member. Next, another thing, he will be penalized for falsely claiming to be a member can be like practicing the profession of an actuary or being a member of the institute but not having a certificate of practice and represents that he is in practice or practices as an actuary shall be punishable on first conviction with fine which may extend to 1 lakh rupees or any subsequent conviction with imprisonment also which may extend to 1 year or with fine which may extend to 2 lakhs rupees or with both. So he should not, anyone can't claim to be a member falsely, right? Then he will be penalized. The next is penalty for using name of institution and or awarding degrees of actuarial science. Now, uh, somebody use a name or a common seal which is identical with the name of or the common seal of the institution also nearly resembles it so to be deceived as likely to deceive the public, right? Or award any degree, diploma or certificate to bestow any designation which indicates or purports to indicate the position or attainment of the any qualification or a competence in actuary shape similar to that of a member of the institute and or seek to regulate in any manner whatsoever the profession of actuaries, right? So any person contravening the provisions of subsection 1 shall without prejudice to any other proceedings which may be taken against him, he is punishable with fine, right? And which may extend on first conviction of 50,000 rupees or any subsequent conviction with imprisonment which may extend to 1 year or with a fine which may extend to 1 lakh rupees or with both, right? So you should know in different cases what are the penalties, what is the imprisonment duration, MCQs, right? So nothing contained in this section shall apply to any university or other institution established by law or any body affiliated to the institute. Then the person will be penalized if he uses it incorrectly, right? And the last is companies not to engage in. No company, whether incorporated in India or elsewhere, shall practice as actuaries. Understand? So any company contravening the provisions of the subsection 1 shall be punishable on first conviction with fine, which may extend to 10,000 rupees or on any subsequent conviction with the fine, which may extend to 25,000 rupees. Okay, so in these cases, the penalties will be charged. These are the three cases. So I've told you what are different penalties and a different period of imprisonment. Very important from point of multiple choice questions, right? Now, the next topic is Quality Review Board, its establishment. Now, the central government shall by notification constitute a quality review board consisting of a chairperson and not more than 4 members. Like provided that in the case of board is constituted with 2 members, one each shall be nominated by the council and central government respectively. That is important. The second point is the chairperson and the members of the board shall be appointed from amongst the persons of eminence having experience in the field of law, education, economics, business, finance, accountancy, or public administration. The 2 members of the board shall be nominated by the council and the other 2 members shall be nominated by the central government. This is how the establishment of quality review board is done, the people, the constitution, right? Now, what are the functions of quality review board? Now, the board shall perform the following functions, namely, like to fix standards for the services provided by the members of the institute, to review the quality of services provided by the members of the institute, including actual audit services, and to guide the members of the institute to improve quality of services and adherence to the various statutory and other regulatory requirements. These are the functions of quality review board. Now, what is the procedure? Now, the board shall follow in its meeting and in discharging its functions such procedure as may be prescribed. Like on its own or through any specialized arrangement set up under the institute, evaluate and review the quality of work and services provided by the members of the institute in such a manner and as it may decide. Now, lay down the procedure like or evaluation criteria to evaluate various service being provided by the members of the institute, like and to select in such a manner as it may decide the individuals and confirm rendering such services for review. So, the procedure can be like call for information from the institute, the council or its committee members, clients of members or other persons or organization in such a form and manners as it may decide, and may also give a hearing to them. They may also invite experts to provide expert technical advice or opinion or analysis or any matter or issue which the board may feel relevant, like for the purpose of assessing the quality of work and services offered by the members of the institute, right? And it may also make recommendation to the council to guide the members of the institute to improve their professional competence and qualifications, quality of work and services offered, and adherence to various statutory and other regulatory requirements, and other matters related there too, right? So these are all about the procedure of quality review board. The next is terms and conditions of chairperson and members of board. Now the terms and conditions of services or service of the chairperson and the members of the board, their place of meeting, remuneration, allowance shall be such as may be prescribed in the act. Now the tenure of the chairperson and member of the board shall be 3 years, right? MCQ's point of view, okay? Hear carefully what I'm telling you. The tenure of the chairperson and members of the board will be 3 years. The chairperson and other members of the board shall be part-time members only. And lastly, the chairperson or the member of the board shall not be removed or withdrawn except as provided under Rule 10. Okay, so this is all about your Actuaries Act, your 4th unit, and here we complete our 4th unit as well. These are very technical terms, right? When you study law, it all at the end comes to technicality, the subsections and the laws, right? And you have to remember all this and mention in your theory. Now, most probably this semester also will be multiple choice questions because it will be online, we are expecting. So, as I told you in the last video, please go through fundamentals. Please read as much as notes you can read, because that will only help you to answer MCQs, right? Reading only MCQs won't help you to answer MCQs. Remember this one point. Okay, I'm repeating again and again these things. So keep that in mind and see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Thank you.